Well, this is only the beginning. The noise here that you heard a couple of seconds ago is only a little sample. Once it is game time, the excitement levels are going to go through the roof. Here we go then. Ahmedabad serving. Was that an ace? Was that a super point?
Oh, that was close. Man, that would have been a great start for the boys in white. I think it's been called out. Is it worth challenging on point number 1? I would argue yes. Let's have another look at it. Corner. Oh, that's very close. Guru having to jump to get out of the way of it. So chances are it might have tagged the line. Another slow-mo look. Oh, no, that's out. Good call.
Great intentions early on, though, Key. Big serving, looking for the baseline, trying to get the opposition under pressure.
100%.
Service pressure is so key in the shortened format of what the traditional game tells us.
Yeah, we know that in normal volleyball and traditional volleyball, specifically the serve is really, really important to get an aggressive start from the end line. That's the first point of offense.
Two teams on court, 3 voices in the English commentary box.
You're going to get sick of us, Manish.
No, not at all.
I like it.
Ah, well, it's going to be fun, right? Manish Batavia, E. Michael and Louis Lett, the 3 voices that will be with you through this game on this magical Monday evening. Here we go then. Slightly nervy start. Control serve. Muthu sets it, and who spikes it? Who spikes it? It is Manoj. The mountain man Manoj in the absence of Angamuthu. Manoj will do the job. The number 14, watch out for him.
Yeah, I love that, establishing the middle right off the bat, and that's a great change of direction. You can see him going over his shoulder there, really targeting that deep end line. That's a really good spot for a middle block attack.
Trouble when they run the middle so early, the pass perfect. They're setting the tone nicely.
Good ball in, good swing
Boom!
from behind.
That's the only noise you should hear. Boom! What was it, Key? Boom?
I'm pretty sure it was boom, yeah, that's the one.
I mean, we wanted a big start to this game, and the pass is absolutely perfect as well. It's a one-on-one cross-body swing, contactless shot. RuPay, contactless shot, back across the body. In a one-on-one situation, you bank on your hitters putting those ones away.
Who won the score in the first set? In a 5-set battle, that landed way outside, just a bit too much on it.
Yeah.
And these things will happen. Players will take a while to get their bearings right. Muscle memory often takes a while to kick it as well, isn't it, Key?
Yeah, and especially that's, I mean, aggressive serving is #1 part of the game.
There we go. Changed his mind. They retrieve the ball. That third touch has to go to the other side of the court. That's how it is done. Another set. Here comes the spike. This time he went down the line and got it right. Absolutely spot on. That is bullseye. That's what you want more of. That's what you call a hawk attack. That was as stylish as RuPay on the go.
We know how important he is, so if he can get firing right off the bat, I love that down the line, targeting the libero. He's changing the direction mid-air, so he's got a one-on-one, sees that space between the antenna and the hand, and he go for it.
Seen him go one-on-one into the angle. We've seen him go to the line as well. He's got range in his arm. He's not scared to use it.
SV Guru is ready. He's pumped up already. Shot set. The spike wasn't to be. They will have to realign their attack. A smart move there. Didn't work. Another set. Here comes the lefty. And the block. Oh, it didn't work. Third attempt. This is such great tactical volleyball for both teams. Oh, man. What a rally we've had. And the block worked. And the block worked. Like absolute magic.
Trent through the middle. We knew he was going to be important, right? Louis, you mentioned this in the opener, that if they can get Trent firing, not only in offense, but in defense. So watch his eyes. He's looking at the ball, pressing over, and just taking away the zone of the hitter, so there's nowhere to go.
Copybook style, isn't it?
Yeah, he made 2 outrageously good saves before that as well. 2 sets recycling, taking responsibility, then making the kill block.
Not a bad pass.
Oh,
a spike!
Come on!
That has come from space, from the Milky Way. And it was so smooth, has come from the Silky Way, Louis. The Silky Way.
The Silky Way. I mean, what a way to initiate yourself in the game. Daniel, we haven't spoken about him yet. but Iranian players feed off crowd, they feed off emotion, and he's fired up. The turn, great. The speed, excellent.
Spike from Daniel, the Iranian. Completely lost their way. The point will be given to Ahmedabad defenders. I thought the pass was a bit weak. What do you make of that, Key?
Well, I think it was just good timing by Kohat here. He's reading the situation. It's a tight set, so he goes over and he's aggressive in the block that he kind of takes the advantage there, getting the touch before the attacker. And
just like we've seen the last 2 evenings, the servers are going after the front court attacker every single time. It's caused problems for everyone in this competition. Passes under pressure, takes him out as a hitter.
4 apiece. That's how close this match is going to be. Two very good teams. Ahmedabad, the favourites on paper. But if SB Guru Prasad gets going, you'll see many, many more of those. Great retrieval. Excellent defense, just like that. Well done. The Blackhawks are switched on and how, and the captain is leading from the front.
He is. I'm not sure that that ball even went over the net. That's the kind of excitement that's happening. The attackers looking to do a little bit too much there. Might have got a little touch on the block. Either way, good push over, good penetration.
Fortunate for the libero, just maybe slightly moving. When you're underneath covering the blocker like that, you've got to be still on the contact of the ball from the spiker as well.
You're seeing Guru Prasad do it just tells us that when you empower a youngster, they can rise to the occasion. Once again, it was Pentodea in partnership with Lal Sujan. That double block, saying thank you very much, come again tomorrow. Spike again tomorrow, not tonight.
We got to have another look at that, because I don't think Trent even knew where the ball went after he touched it. He turned around thinking it might have got past him, but he got that block.
What I like about him at the moment, he's making a lot of good reads. He realizes really early that the ball's going to the outside. He kicks out early. The first ball's off the net. The more the ball is off the net with the first touch, the more chance it's going to the outside for the third contact.
Oh, well done by the libero. Great serve that was. And the spike almost made amends. The libero keeps in play for the Blackhawks. Such great direction sense from the number 2, from zone number 4. Wow.
What a rip. That one is out of system. The odds are against you here, Manish. Okay, so the first ball's out. The ball's coming from over his right shoulder from behind him. You have to stay aggressive. Just here, it's a great set. Hangs up. But to hit that on the turn and still hit it towards the sideline, rip of the day for me.
I love the way the Ahmedabad libero received that serve. It was good to see that they're all switched on tonight. And expect more of that from these two teams. Great skills, world-class skills on display at the absolute best volleyball league possible on the planet. Muthu sets it. Oh, wow! Wow! That is an awesome golden touch.
Really,
silken touch.
Really smart play there as well. You know why? Because he got blocked a couple of times. And instead of swinging right into the block, he takes it late, tips it right behind.
Well, that's a tale of two different things in that point, because they've been challenging the blocker. The blocker's been winning every battle so far. So just like Keith said, you go after the defense, they're paying attention, but is that the game they want to play?
Just one in the front court. Oh, they had 4 players behind that center line, and yet that service managed to win a point. How is that for precision, Keith?
Precision, strength, absolutely everything that you need in a serve. And I love that swagger as he walks back to the end line again. He knows what's up.
Daniel is the dawn on court for the Ahmedabad defenders. No, that's not going to work, Lal Sujan.
He's targeting that sideline as well. You mentioned it, Louis. That's the spot.
That swagger's just like following Manish into the commentary box.
Here we go. Daniel to serve. That had to go out. That had to go out from the moment it left his hand. We knew where it was going. The trajectory said it all. Just a bit too much on that serve.
I love that he's still smiling though. The confidence is not going to be wavered.
Time now for us to take an Amul cool technical timeout. On the other side, there's more drama. Let's take a look at our special guests in the RuPay VIP box. Heartfelt thanks to Brand RuPay for being our most steadfast partners in this journey of giving volleyball its due place. in the world of sport. Absorbing contest on between the Ahmedabad defenders and the Blackhawks Hyderabad. 8-6 to Hyderabad. And another error. This has been a bit of a virus, isn't it, Keith?
Yeah, and that's not the time you want to miss a serve as well. Anytime you're coming out of a timeout, that's when you have to really switch it on and force the other team to earn a point.
Enjoying the battle of the tough serving with the fact that they're still using the middles. When it is in play, we're seeing some good balls so far as well. So it's...
I got a feeling this is going to be a 5-set thriller. Of course, every match is a 5-setter, but we're going to get a result at the end of the 5th set. That's my hunch. Let's find out if that hunch is true. Ahmedabad, chance to spike, shot set, wasn't to be once again. It is 10 Todea.
He has been crucial already in this first set. You know I love hyping up a good middle, but he's just been involved in so many plays.
Well, again, you said earlier, he's watching through and he commits. He looks to the outside, he can read what the setter's going to do before he does it. That's the key here. He knows that it's going to come crossbody, so he commits. He doesn't commit too early, he reads the setter, then he presses. Really, really smart, and it's a key performance already for him.
Yes, credit to all the talent scouts as well who got these foreign players in. They were picked through a draft. Cody Caldwell is the only foreign player that made a return to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Powerful spike that. That is a solid punch.
Yeah, Nanda Gopal. So we talked about the connection between Muthu and Gamutu, but now we've got Nanda Gopal into the situation, and he's really holding his own out there.
Really interested to see what happens next. They've been serving to one a little bit here, which is, as we said earlier on in the week, makes it really difficult for the setter to find the middle, tries to force it to the outside. Last time it worked, to side out, they needed a block from O'Day. Well, service pressure, certainly the name of this game. Oh, what a moment! An ace serve without a touch key. We know what that is.
That is 2 points, and I hate that serve so much. I mean, I love it from the commentary booth, but that is so tough. If you're on the court, it touches the net, it slows down, it dribbles over. Double point.
Well,
perfect.
2 points. A super serve, a big ace at a key time. It's 10-9 and the tide has just turned here in Bengaluru. Here, as a passing unit, now the pressure has just turned. What do you think is being said right there in the timeout?
A super serve it was. That's what a super serve is all about. A serve that's not been touched by any opposition player. It is worth 2 points. And if a super serve is scored on a super point, it will garner 2 points, but the super point cannot be used again. What is a super point? That's something you'll see in a while from now.
Well, Louis, that's a good question. You're the coach among us. You should be telling us what should be talked about in the timeout.
Yeah, look, I personally don't think there's nothing they could do about that one. You can't say they hit the net band. The 3 in the pass are doing everything right. They know if they keep the process good, the outcome will take care of itself. And they play good ball, they're in touch.
We need to take a look at that serve again. That super serve once again. Slight luck of the draw, just off the cord, off the net, and it lands in no man's land.
You can't even train that. I mean, it looks like a skill, but look at all the players kind of on their heels. No one is expecting it, and that's why it's so good.
Can't train for it, just pray harder. You know, a lot of these moments will get talked about on social media as well. Boom! That is how you blunt a sizzling arrow. That is how you send it back. Partial return, nobody at home.
No one home indeed. And I think we talk a lot about attacks and how really big attacks or serves are so exciting, but blocks, the defense, the first step of defense, have a look. Number 16 there, pressing in. 14 is late, so he's not in a perfect position, but he gets his arms over.
Certainly does, and now I'm interested to see how the youngsters confidence. And I don't think we've seen the best of this team yet. I've been really impressed with Calicut as well. He hasn't stood out in that opposite, but he's also not made any errors, the American outside, just setting the ball now.
Chance for Hyderabad. The spike from the back of the court. He takes off, and the block sent the ball wide out. Another point for the Blackhawks Hyderabad. This sport is not played or won or lost on reputation. Forget about where you were last season. Yes, you may have been finalists, but this time we are here to play and to win and to scale the peak of Mount RuPay Prime Volleyball League Season 2.
Your way with words is so impressive, Manish.
It's the company one keeps. It's the two of you, Kiki Michael and Louis Let. Muthu sets it from a very awkward position. What a spike! What a spike! If you cannot find open spaces, you attack a defender so well that he has no response whatsoever. Well done, Santosh.
Santosh, last time we saw him in system, play fast, off the block, smart. The key to a championship winning side is how do you swing on the ball when you're out of system, out of rhythm? How do you work when the odds are against you? And that's exactly what Ahmedabad are going to want to see. When the ball's out of system, they're aggressive, they're hard, and they go after it big.
Muthusamy Appavu has to realize that they may have been favourites on paper, but there is a team on the opposite side that is resurgent, that believes that they can win. A super point has been called for. And the Blackhawks will have 2 more points.
Yes, Guru, when a super point is on the line, he is the one to deliver.
Rotations for me, Key. They need to keep Guru on the front court for as long as possible if they want to have a chance.
Well, we talked about him, and he's just come in. Angamutu making his debut on the court. See if that makes a difference.
Score is 13-all. Remember, it's a race to 15. The first team that reaches 15 points will win the set. Muthu sets it. A spike comes just inside the end line. He got it right. How's that for an aim? That hit a sweet spot. Once again, it's the number 9, Santosh. 14-13, Ahmedabad have a set point. Such a well-placed spike that. Just enough power, optimum force, great direction. A set point for the Ahmedabad defenders. Here we go then. Can they close the set? Santosh, the star spiker so far, has not allowed the Ahmedabad defenders to miss Angamutu or Shanti John. The number 9 is a star, is a man you must earmark for the present and the future. Set point for Ahmedabad. However, the Blackhawks can spike first. Nice. Great defensive work from Santosh there. Once again. That goes outside! The first set goes to the Ahmedabad defenders. And how many times we've seen that it's the little moments that count. Well, the Blackhawks want to review it. What happened there, Louis?
I think they're looking for a touch off the block on the way through. I don't know if they have any substance to their query here. One-on-one on the outside, absolutely no touch from Iki.
Can we argue that even though Angamutu did not attack a ball, he was game-changing in that set? Just his presence.
Yeah, I mean, he's still out there. Look at the size of him. They're the biggest team in the league. When you've got the best spiker from last season hanging out in your roster and he can come off the bench and make that sort of impact,
that's a one-on-one block, right? That, in theory, should have been scored, especially when it's Guru going up to have a swing. But he took a lot of space, forcing him out the side. We're looking for a touch here. I don't think I see one. What do you think, Louis?
Not in a month for Sundays. Nowhere near. But at the same time, Santosh has made a great dig in that rally to back up his offensive strategy. That ball's way out. We're seeing the end of this set. This one's a goner.
I like that enthusiasm, though, from Guru. He's the kind of player that he's just going 100% every single time, and he's still young, right? So he can make those mistakes. Unsuccessful review. We knew it would be. So set over.
Yes, 15-13 the score in the first set. I've got to say, Ahmedabad may have won the set, but watch out for the Blackhawks Hyderabad. They win the first set, 15-13. The action of the second set coming up in just a bit. Don't you think about missing it. Every night's a volleyball party. The whole of February and until the 5th of March, a great contest. So many treasurable moments, and a lot of them qualify. They're good enough to be NFTs. And a quick thank you to our NFT partners, treasureclub.io. So many of the moments that we've seen in the first set could be special collectibles. My co-commentators are both very wealthy people, and I'm sure they'll want to buy a couple of those.
Yep. We're gonna be flush with cash after this. We'll be buying a lot.
There is Ruben Volochin, former coach of the Blackhawks Hyderabad. He's now in charge of the Chennai Blitz, who will be in action tomorrow. Ruben Volochin has a wealth of experience. Is here not just to watch his previous students' awards in action, but also to gather a lot of intel. He's an agent.
Louis, thoughts on the first set?
Thoughts for me is that both teams are trying to play quite high-level volleyball. Service pressure is pretty high. There's some good blocking. The middle blockers are working really well against each other. There's some really good matchups between them. We'll talk about them as it goes. The service pressure has to keep cranking. That's the secret. Balance for Ahmedabad is very good, though.
And you called that Trent would be really important for this team, but it wasn't enough. Do you think we need more out of opposites and outsides?
I think they need more on the outside, that's for sure. I think Guru is really stepping up with the middle as well in Trent O'Day, but let's see how it goes on the outside.
When the score in the first set is 15-13, there's hardly anything to pick. Oh, what a block! That's a bombshell killer.
Yeah. Hyderabad's been doing so good at the net. They're really paying attention and sort of nailing it in, zoning in on the block. So look at the timing of them as they go up right next to each other. There's a little bit of space there, but they're pressed over.
Kohut wants it higher. My argument here to Kohut is he's coming in very square on. A line block's very good. When your shoulders are facing to the line, a line block takes the power away from the spiker. Good blocking, great decision making, good tactics.
Here we go then. Oh, bam! Wham bam! Thank you, ma'am.
There are some stars emerging, I'm going to say it again, in the middle on these teams. We talk about Guru and the big swingers, but this is a crucial swing, and look how much space he has.
A lot of space. Very quick through the middle. He's not the biggest middle here, but the way that he hits away from the block, if you're a blocker, you've got to hit sidelines. You can't hit the center of the court. Key, you're going to tell me better than that.
He's taking a lot of angle. A lot of angle. Yeah, if you hit straight in the middle, that's a block every time. So he's looking for those sidelines.
Well, this is gravity-defying stuff from that man on your screen, Daniel. Daniel the Don, shall we call him?
Let's do it.
Sami Apavu to serve then. Oh, what happened there? Just took his eyes off the ball, lapse of concentration. Where was he looking?
This is not the first time that this is soft serving. This is not powerful serving. So he has to be quicker with his feet. He's jolting up a little bit. They're going after the front court receiver. My thing is here, I mean, he's coming upwards. He has to stay down, feed into the floor, and create a good angle off his arms to the setter. Problematic.
It was at a very awkward height. He should have done better than that. 2-1 the score. At this level, you need to pass better. Muthu to serve once again. Better pass, shot set, and what a spike. That is 1, 2, 3 classic volleyball 101, guys.
Yeah, and you called it, Manish. The very first touch, getting that ball into the setter, so crucial. So he does a much better job this time, and I love that confidence, right? He's not worried about what just happened. He's getting that ball to his setter.
If you're going to miss, you've got to miss tight. Okay, if you're going to make a passing error, you can't be safe. You've got to keep pushing the ball on, and that's a real good return in. Both teams using the middle early. Now they can go to the outsides, and the middle blockers will hold from each other team. We might see some sorts.
Right, for the uninitiated, when you're receiving a serve, the first touch is called the pass, the second is the set, and the third is a spike. And that is a block. That is a block and a half from the number 17, John.
Blocked. You're getting blocked, mate.
You're getting blocked.
That's huge. Yeah, these two teams, I'm really impressed with what's happening at the net. Through the middle has been kind of the story for me so far.
Yeah, interesting where they've used the middle. They've gone to the outside. It's a big high swing, and it's really good because the hands drop inside super late from the middle blocker, takes the angles away, and maybe the set was a little bit inside. Look what it means to that man there. Big man, big name, big Tash as well.
Big Tom. Tom Joseph, is there an injury?
Legend.
I hope it's just a niggle. Don't want to see injuries. Hemant is a promising young man for the Blackhawks Hyderabad. He's grimacing in a bit of pain. I think it's his left ankle, is it? Yes.
Manish, you would be surprised how many ankle injuries we get in this sport because there's a lot of jumping, and I know that these Indian players have strong feet. They're used to playing on different courts, but I wore ankle braces my entire life just for this exact reason.
That was the FBI was after you.
No, not that kind of ankle brace.
They were after me, actually.
Right, here we go then. 3-2 the score. We'll find out what the injury update is, or the recovery update is rather, on that young player. 3-2 the score. In the second set. Not a bad pass. Ooh, there's so much force on that. There comes a third touch. Oh. Very smart touch. The ball is still in play. Great pancake. Oh, gets it right with his left hand. Once again. Such a variety. Will that be reviewed? I reckon they should review it.
I think you're exactly right. Zamora got in. He got his first swing. And from where we're sitting, I thought that hit the floor. We'll have to get another look at it. All you need is a tiny touch. You think that was up?
That's just a perfect pancake.
In turn, Kohut goes to the outside and he has to recycle. A left-hander on the left side, it's very difficult to remain physical when the pass is off the net. Great sort of takes the speed off the ball, goes off speed over the top of the block. Great decision.
What a great pancake it was. Even the judges at MasterChef will love it.
Speaking of food, always.
Boom! Can you hear the sound of that spike in outer space? I'm sure you can. If aliens are watching, there was only a volleyball spike.
Still very peaceful down here on planet Earth. But again, you can see the middle goes on a wider set, 3 meters away from the setter. This really opens up the gap into the angle. The middle, Daniel's nowhere because he has to look after the middle first. More space equals more gaps in the block.
(4-3) the score in the second set. Ahmedabad won the first set. Another left-handed bomb from that man, the number 20.
Louis, you mentioned it, Kohut. He's not super flashy, but he's just consistent, right? He hasn't made any errors.
Yeah, he got blocked out last time, didn't he? Came in facing the line, but he hasn't made many errors, and that's the swing he wanted. He wanted the highest set because he wanted to go off the hands. He doesn't want to hit the big angles, but the highest set he was after allows him to stay high and go off the hands. That was the difference to the previous play. Highest set, he can go off.
You shall keep reminding you of the basics. That was a back set. You set the ball behind yourself. Oh, Daniel. No, 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 Daniel. I love how the captain reacted after the dead error. He said, okay, no worries. These things happen. Just keep your confidence up. Do not lose the momentum. Don't drop your shoulders.
He's not smiling quite as much as after that last error. So that's 1 ace, 2 errors. That's not the ratio you want.
SV Guru Prasad, the captain, on your screen. Well done, Libro. Well done to the Libro. Oh. Not on that occasion. Sorry about that. Wasn't prepared for that arrow that came to his left. He had to bend low to his left. It wasn't to be. It's tough when it's coming at you at the rate of knots.
I think Trent got a little bit of Australian juice in him today after meeting the cricket team in the hotel. He's trying to show off for them. Surely they're watching.
Friend of Pat Cummins, isn't he?
I think he is, yeah. That one was for you, Pat. If you're watching, what do you think?
Needs a pat on his back or a pat alongside. 6-4 the score for Hyderabad. It could well be 7-4 if this goes right, and it will go right.
How often does it not go right for Guru? Not that often. Just that one time at the end of the last set.
Butu, the setter here. I'm interested to see what he's doing off the ball because I think he should have got his hands on this one. Was there a deflection? He's quite high up defensively, and you can see that because he goes down to his knees. You have to be low. You have to be really solid, core to the floor, and you can see him leaning over because that starting position is a little bit too high.
He's frustrated with the block, though. That went straight through the hands of the blocker.
It went straight through the hands of the blocker. Good spot.
Yes, they should have closed that gap. Want to shut the door completely, just like that. How about that for a block? That is a beautiful block.
That's how it's done. A blocking masterclass by Hyderabad today.
And after that sizzling block, we need a breather. Time for an Amul Cool. Technical timeout. Stay tuned. We're missing you. SV Guru Prasant's Blackhawks Hyderabad have been a touch better in the second set. They are defending better, and that was a great glimpse of what their defense is all about. Lal Sujan, the number 7.
Yeah, love when a setter gets a block as well, because normally they're known for being the smaller players at the net, but that's a great job by him.
We're in the second set. The first set went the Ahmedabad defenders' way. Blackhawks looking for a comeback, and it's that man, the captain, SV Guru Prasant, the 22-year-old, that has to lead from the front. That's not how it shall happen.
For me, that's all about the toss of the captain. If the toss is falling inside here, you can see that he's going to struggle to take it. And as you can see, arm comes through, rushes the wrong side of the sideline. You couldn't quite see, but he's really struggling to get his feet inside the ball and keep it over the right shoulder.
Some matrix moves by Andrew Kohut as well before he goes back to serve. Let's see what he's got. This is the point when I think you've got to get your serve in if the team before you's just missed. He does. Great ball in, and again, the work at the net is fantastic by Hyderabad.
Hydra goods from Hyderabad. I mean, have a look here. Passes again. If you're going to play aggressively, you can turn the ball very good. Palms around it. Turning direction of the ball there is everything. It's impossible for anyone to get their hands on it.
And why that's so good, look at the middle blocker on the other side, jumping with Lal. He's leaving that space open so he can just dink it right over his head.
That's how you change the bulb as well from the front court. Changing a bulb? Okay, here we go. A 4-point lead for Hyderabad. Can they go 10-5? Now, it's just too much spice on that spike for the shock absorbers to work. It wasn't to be. The ball ricochets, lands outside. The deficit is now 3 points.
Yeah, the shock absorbers struggle to work as well when you have to move quicker, and especially as he commits once. So actually he does a great bit of work there, O'Day, because he has to jump once with the middle, and then he still manages to get to the outside and actually help the wing blocker as well. So that man's doing okay.
There he is, coming through the middle again. Off the hands, recycled in the backcourt. Ball behind, Guru, off the hands again. Let's see if the libero has to set. Great defense. Pass from Zamora, high hands, off the type, and there is a great swing to the sidelines. Loving the angles that we're seeing out of these attackers.
Yeah, the more that you can change direction, the better you're going to be. The more variations of swing that you have, the more successful you're going to be. We're going to have another look. But from the out-of-system spot, that sharp angle, I mean, high, and the risk goes away. We've seen this as well from Asmath in training. Look at the team, they're absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, the enthusiasm you see out of these players before, during, and after points is something you don't get in every single league. That's what makes this so exciting, is that because every point is worth almost double because we're only going to 15.
And 6 to score. No more. It is 10-7 now. When you're in the lead by 4 at the 10-point mark, you've got to then consolidate. It's not just about risk, it's about when you take that risk of backing yourself for that serve.
Especially because they just made a sub to strengthen the block. They put a taller blocker in, they took out the setter. That's when you've got to get that serve in because you're betting on your blockers.
That's a great point, Manish. With a 3 or we're all about service pressure, but there is a point when you're 3 or 4 up where you can afford to take a little bit off and rely on the block. Parth Patel, I think, is just coming in.
Chance for Guru. Goes the begging. Muthu keeps it in play. Daniel with the spike, not to work. Ball's been recycled. From zone 4 now.
Oh, good choice.
There was no touch.
Good
There
choice.
was no touch. And because the ball lands outside, the deficit is now 2 points. 10-8 it is. Ahmedabad will serve.
That's a tricky, experienced move by the middle blocker here. He knows that the target is going to be his hands because the attacker's a little bit off the net. He's leaning back. He pulls the hands away at the last minute.
Absolutely. As soon as you lean in the air, you're only really going out the back and you're only going back into the cross court. Very good vision.
Very thin, wiry man. Got the technique and he's got the direction right on that serve. Here comes Guru. And he gets the point off the block, gets the point. One more RuPay on the go. Special shot that from SV Guru Prasad, the captain of the Blackhawks Hyderabad.
If I'm Daniel right now, I'm not furious, but I'm turned around and I'm looking at my team because he does everything right. He gets up, slows down the ball, or sorry, it was number 9 actually who slowed it down, and that should be a defendable ball in the backcourt.
And that's 2 or 3 times where I think, yes, the last one, yeah, it went over the block, went through the blocker's hands. I just think Ahmedabad can be a little bit more alert back there, holding still when there's a contact off the block or when the spiker's about to hit the ball. So a few times I just think they're a little bit ill-disciplined at the moment.
Great ball swing, there's the cross court, love to see it. Not only the work of the defense, but the work of the offense.
How impressive has Santosh been so far? He's been on the backcourt, he made a great dig moments ago. The passes wrestled in beautifully, and that allows Daniel to take the middle blocker one-on-one, and you have to back Santosh every time in a one-on-one situation. The pass is coming in, and all of a sudden it's 9-11.
And what do we have now? You can hear it.
It's the super point. This next point is worth 2. They had to take it now. They cannot take it after the 11-point mark. Hyderabad have taken a super point. This next point is worth 2. Back set.
Oh.
What a spike. Hyderabad have it. They will go up 13-9, 2 points away from making a solid comeback in this match after losing the first set. Such clinical precision from zone 2, went down the line and got the 2 points off the super point.
I think that's the second time Hyderabad's called a super point and the second time they've given it to Guru.
Absolutely. You have to give so much credit to Zamora as well. He's come off the bench and he's actually provided a lot of stability to the team. Great pass under pressure. Super point adds a lot more pressure. One-on-one. Oh, face shot. Suffer that.
Great back set there was as well. Perhaps the defenders in the front court did not predict it. That's how you flummox the opposition. 13-9, 2 points away from winning the second set. The Blackhawks Hyderabad. Here we go. Great serve! That is a great serve! That is what you call a super serve! Consecutive 2 points in a row. And that super serve seals the deal. They won the second set in great fashion, in grand style. 15-9 the score. They won a super point, came up with a super serve, and closed the set 15-9. How is that for an absolutely magical super serve?
Well, the coaching staff was saying that Asmath is a well-rounded perfectionist. That's perfection in abundance. Super serve at clutch.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating, and his abilities are here on display for all of us. The second set goes to the Blackhawks Hyderabad. The third set coming up in just a bit. What do the defenders have? We'll find out. Stay tuned. The Blackhawks Hyderabad are well and truly black. This is how they won the super point. That took the score to 13, and that is how they closed the set. Back-to-back 2-pointers for the Blackhawks Hyderabad, and they found their mojo, they found their confidence, just courtesy those 2 moments. A super point followed by a super serve, and those are the numbers so far of the first 2 sets. 8 blocks for the Blackhawks Hyderabad, and it's that defense that can help them trump the Ahmedabad defenders. And these numbers really paint the story, don't they? Not much when it comes to spiking, but I think the Blackhawks have defended better. And there are so many of these exclusive statistics of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League that you can catch on volleyballworld.com. They are our international streaming partners as well. My partners in the English commentary box, E. Michael and Louis Lett, have to tell us what just happened in that second set. How did the Blackhawks manage to forge a comeback? Key first.
Well, they are my team. They're the team that I chose, that I'm backing, so I don't care how they did it. I'm just happy that they did it. But I do think you called it. We're going to go to 5 sets. What do you think, Louis?
I think there's a lot going to happen in the next hour or so. But my question is, we know that Ahmedabad are missing two big players at the moment. That's a huge block to get us on the way. Angamutu is a big weapon. I'm unsure where he is, but I think they're lacking one more power option on the wing.
Speaking of power options, that's not a power option. Free ball coming. This should be a given point for Ahmedabad. It's not yet, though. Wing again on the outside, through the block that's been slowing them down, but not this time.
For me, the question is, when Santos is on the front court, they seem to be scoring. Santos goes onto the back, the points seem to slow down a little bit.
You know what the name Santosh means? Satisfaction.
Oh, I feel it.
How satisfied would he be with what he's done so far? But guess what? He shouldn't be satisfied. The job is not done. The job will get done on the 5th of March if they can make it through to the grand finale and win the trophy, which couldn't happen last time in the absence of Shanti John and in the absence of Angamuttu. If Santosh can script a title-winning story, that'll be one for the ages.
They'll be satisfied.
Will be satisfied. He will deserve his name then. Here we go. Back set. Here comes Guru. And what a block. Is that the first time Guru has been blocked like that in this match? That's what you want to do. Just negate the power and the spice of SP Guru. Because if he loses his mojo, you can get the better of the Blackhawks Hyderabad.
Yeah, massive block there for Ahmedabad. Huge moment because he tried to do that angle before and they forced him out. This time they know what he wants to do and they dive into it.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was the setter now, I'd be looking to run that middle on that wider ball again. Keep the middle 3 meters away from the setter and keep the space between the opposition middle blocker and the wing to open up the gap again.
Mountain Manosh gets it done.
The Blackhawks were waiting for that first point. It's a freebie at the start of the third set. Consistency is such a key in this sport, isn't it? It's the little moments, and that's what happened in the first set as well. It was 13-all. Well, why is he looking so glum?
He's waiting for the nip-on paint moment.
He looks deflated.
A little bit, yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's going for... Well, it's 1-1, so his team must not be losing yet.
He's not deflated. He's just focusing, looking within. What's going to be the nip-on paint colourful moment of the day? There he comes. Lovely touch. Good way to recycle the ball. Here comes Guru. Hits it wide. It's the fear of the block that made him hit it that way. It is just the mere presence of that block. He failed on that last occasion. And I think that's what was playing on his mind, Louis.
Yeah, once you get into Guru's head, it might be a problem. We said, how's he going to deal leading under pressure? It's a high ball. The set is off the net. That's the biggest problem. So he gets caught underneath it. When he's underneath the ball, your arm can't come through. Of course it goes out the back.
Yeah, didn't get that final snap on it as well. Looked like he caught it a little bit high on his wrist. Wasn't able to finish on top. Nice ball in. Get the middle involved. Yes, please. More of that.
Key, I didn't know we came to India for a bounce contest.
We did.
Talked about using the middle again, didn't we? Bringing the middle back in and running the middle off the net at 3 meters. High class performance indicators right there. Of course you're going to score when you link with the middle with the first pass off the net.
Rise and shine. That's how you rise in the front court and you shine with a spike like that. Volleyball is a mirror to life, is it not? Louis and Key.
Volleyball's everything. Volleyball is life, Manish.
I prefer looking in the mirror than I do, no, I prefer looking at volleyball than I do in the mirror. Let's get that one the right way round.
I tell you what, it's impossible to pick a favorite team in this tournament. All teams so evenly balanced, such terrific players. And I think the quality of foreign players, Key, this season is a million notches higher than season 1.
Well, Andrew Koch just showing you there his consistency. He's just getting it done every time he's asked.
I really like, to back up on that, is he's not trying to hit every ball hard. He's trying to stay high off the block. He's choosing the right block. Someone else is trying to hit the ball very, very hard.
Guru didn't like the fact that I spoke about the foreign players. He wants us to focus on the young Indian players. The 22-year-old was the most amazing emerging player of the season last year. is now as captain wanting to script a memorable tale. What a spike that was. A one-man block. That could be the Nippon Paint colourful moment of the day. Surely a contender. Gravity-defying stuff from SV Guru. This is when you say,
Wa Guru wa.
well done.
Just seen the fact that he ran the middle off the net the previous play. Then it goes back to Guru. Guru has a lot of time. It's a one-on-one situation. It's very important. He keeps running the middle to keep Guru on.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the whole dance that the setter has to play, the psychological cat and mouse he's playing with the blockers on the other side. Of course, this ball goes straight out the end. We talk about a lot, that service pressure, that risk-reward system.
You talk about consistency, though. I still like consistent intentions over time. So
Yeah.
although you miss a few, the consistency is actually in the intention, not in the mistakes.
Boom! They keep it in play. Somehow they managed to recycle it. The lefty didn't work. Great movement by the Blackhawks Hyderabad. Excellent court sense as well. Muthu sets it. Daniel spikes it. Still doesn't get a point. It's still in play. This is probably the best rally of this match so far. A soft touch. Will the spike come now? Shot set. Still in play. What a rally it is. Still in play. Would you believe it? It is still in play. Was in play. What an anti-climax. That is probably the best rally we've seen in season 2 so far.
That's a big call, Manish. Big call. That's a great rally, absolutely. But I like that back and forth, that defensive effort from both teams, keeping the ball alive in all those moments.
Yeah, someone just wound down the window and threw out systems and all of the plans, and we just got scrappy in there. But what Daniel's after here is he thinks there's a handover at one point. Instead of him hitting the net here, he thinks the spiker got his hand over the top. Hang on, there's such a big rally there. Absolutely no problem for me.
Well, the souls who wrote the coaching manual of volleyball wouldn't be too pleased with that rally, but whatever works, works.
Exactly. They're all the same currency. Every point is worth the same.
It doesn't matter where they come from, how they come, as long as they come. And a freebie has come Ahmedabad's way, courtesy yet another service error. They've got to find a vaccine for this problem. Key.
Maybe they're afraid of needles. I don't know. That's nothing you can do about that serve. He's going for the right spot, right? He's going in between the libero and the outside hitter. That's a good zone to target. Just a little bit too much spice on it at the end.
Just like the Andhra food meal you guys had earlier today.
Delicious.
That serve wasn't, for sure. 6-4 to Ahmedabad. Well, what a return gift.
Yeah, and we've actually seen a couple of those errors out of the middle blocker from Iran, so might need to just put a cap on that.
I feel like he's not quite committing to that. I feel like he's not quite going 100% or 90%. He's sort of thinking he's going to go after it and then going for a control game, caught in two minds, gets the ball underneath it. I think you just got to gun it, and eventually it comes good.
He's in his own head now. Zamora.
Mora to serve. Just how well did he take off? I want to watch that replay and feel grateful that I'm able to witness this kind of work on court. That is absolutely world-class acrobatic stuff from zone 4. Just look at the way he took off. Wow.
Tough as well because Trent's there in the block. He's really...
Guru.
Angabudu's just been brought on to do a job on Guru here. I think that's his sole purpose. And he's been beaten, but again, wider set to Trent O'Day. That is what does the job to leave the one-on-one on the opposite. It's smart from Hyderabad at this moment.
I'm going to start calling him Guru SP. Guru Super Point. Every single time he's been given the honor, he delivers.
Interesting play, out of system. Business time, of course they're going to the outside. It's a big rip out of system. Both teams want it, but there's no touch. The pressure on Nanda there. Huge as the libero passes it off the net. It was a chain reaction from the pass, Key.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see a challenge because did we get a tiny little fingertip touch on the block?
Straight away, Dakshin Murthy said we are going to review it. He knows how crucial this moment is. 14-13 to score as per the referee. However, Dakshinamurthy, the coach of the Ahmedabad defenders, has reviewed it. We will take a look at it. This is such a crucial review.
Even if it doesn't take a touch, which it doesn't, or does it? It doesn't. It at least slows the game down for the serving team now, puts a few more seconds. Is there a touch though?
I don't think there was a touch, but it almost looked like his fingers did a little matrix to get out of the way. How? How?
The ball doesn't change direction.
I'd love to take a look at the net camera angle. That's what will tell us what happened there. It landed way outside, so only a touch can save them. I don't think it's going to be a successful review. Yes, the Ahmedabad defenders have lost that review, and that means the Blackhawks have a set point. There he is in the shades, Abhishek Reddy, the owner of, one of the co-owners of the Blackhawks Hyderabad. Will of course see Vijay Deverakonda, South Indian film superstar, in a few days once the caravan moves to Hyderabad. Set point now. Hyderabad, set point. Oh, they missed it. It's 14 apiece. When you're serving, the opposition has the opportunity to spike first, and they took full advantage of it. 14 apiece now, set point for both.
And I think this has been the balance that they've been missing. Strong physical hitters and point scorers on each flank. It's going to make a world of difference.
In traditional volleyball, when the score is 14-all, that's when you can kind of breathe because you need 2 more points. But you cannot, because it's literally whoever wins this point wins the set.
Prime time, baby.
Yes, business time. Louis, what are you thinking? If you're the coach in one of these two teams right now, what are you saying?
I'm going intentions over time every time. If our idea is to gun our serves, that's our idea. If our tactics to serve an area, run the middle out to 4, make sure you get their hot hitter, that's what we're going to do. We're not changing anything at this moment. We're not changing the plan. That man has a big role to play though.
Yes, Angle Muthu we call him. He's only just taken to court. We haven't seen his magic just yet. But when he gets going, I tell you what, defenders will be running for cover. It's set point time in the third set. It's 1 apiece. It has probably been the best ever contest so far. We saw Hamdinga last night. This is even better. What more do you want? We promised you a sensational season, and we're giving it to you. That is the magic of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. A quick hello to our VIP guests in the RuPay VIP box. It is set point. It is a race to 15 points. Whoever wins this next point will go 2-1 up. Get set for a 5-set thriller. That's what it looks like at this stage. Ahmedabad to serve, and that means the Blackhawks, if they pass well, they will have an opportunity to spike.
Look who's serving. 3 errors so far for this man.
Keep it in play. Keep it in play. Somehow keep it in play, Mr. Daniel. No! That grimace on his face says it all. They have lost it. That error has cost them the third set. And the Blackhawks from Hyderabad have won this third set to go 2-1 up. What a topsy-turvy battle. What a seesaw battle. And are we loving it or what, guys?
I hate to say that I might have jinxed him, but he in this match so far has had 1 ace, 3 errors, and it was going to be one of those 2 on this last ball.
He went ace or error, but as we said, if you're a jump server, you're not going to change the system or the rhythm in these big moments. He went to be the hero, but he's always trying to put pressure on. And look at what it means to these guys here. Has to bounce back. Well, there you have it. Set 3 was a corker. We're going to be back very, very shortly from the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Well, welcome back to Bengaluru, where things are getting very interesting in the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Some highlights of what was a very, very entertaining third set. We're going into set number 4 here, and it's a 2-1 lead for Hyderabad. Key Michael, we are being entertained insanely here.
You knew that we would be, right? These two teams coming in, we know how well matched they are, and they've been playing middle for middle, opposite for opposite, outside for outside. The liberos are getting into it. Here's a look at the blocks, or sorry, the stats For me, the blocks are standing out. 8 blocks for Hyderabad, but that was pretty much in the first half of the match. Not much to follow it up in the last set, but they did get through because of super points and aces.
Well, you can get all the exclusive stats from the RuPay Prime Volleyball League on www.volleyballworld.com. Yes, the world are watching. And we have had all the thrills and the spills. Manesh is calling it a humdinger. Set 4 underway. Key Michael, what's it going to take for Ahmedabad here to pull it back? Big news is that the big weapon has started on the right side, Angamutu.
Big swing, but it doesn't land. First point of the 4th set goes out of bounds. So you called it, right? Angamutu getting on court, showing some presence. We saw it in the very first set that he just being there makes that man Guru swing a little bit on the wide.
The question is that Calicut has played very well on that sort of opposite position, but he hasn't quite probably killed the ball as much as the coaching staff would have liked. Maybe they're looking for more points through that right side than we've seen previously. But the set's perfect. Turn back to position 1. Zamora's come off the bench and he's provided a steeliness to the pass of Hyderabad so far. And they've started as they left off.
A lot of energy from both these two teams. I like that ball in from Zamora, perfectly on the head of the setter, and that's the game for me. Getting the setter so that he can run whatever he wants in his offense. Of course, he's going to the middle as he has been doing, and it pays off. That nice deep swing overhead.
Well, the service coming. It's another spin service. It's an aggressive one. Straight on to the receiver at 6. It goes straight to the outside. Angamutu is off the bench. He's high, he's smooth and key. We haven't seen so much of him, but what we are seeing right now is a very, very talented volleyballer.
Yeah, the Mutu-Angamutu connection from last season. I don't think they really missed a beat. Love this swing out of him as well. Look how much space he's taking as he approaches. Gets really high off the hands of the block. That you'd almost expect that to be defended, right? We've seen a couple of touches go off and then fall in the background. That's tough.
Well, 205 Angamutu, and he's replaced 201 Andrew Calicut James. So 4 centimeters higher through that right side. That will make a difference. Talk about making a difference. Key Michael, they're feeding the middle early on, and that is a RuPay on the goal point already early doors in set 4. Brilliant work.
Run the middle all day long. If you've got your passing, that's exactly where games can be won and lost. You see there's only a 1 block up against him and he's got all his angles available.
We talked about TOD, but there's 2 middles in there at the moment doing big work.
Yep.
The Barry put under pressure. Pass of 2.5. Oh, anything you can do, we can do better.
Oh man, I love this style of volleyball. I kind of thought when I was coming over here, there's going to be big bangs on the wings, but there's been so much great connection with setters and middles for the RuPay contactless shot. It is the big man, the Iranian, who just missed his last serve, and he's got some making up to do with that angle. He does it.
Look at the body language. Give it to it, big fella. He'll feel like he's got something to prove after missing the serve. And have a look at that, right on cue, Daniel. Well, Key Michael was doing the stats, 4 errors to 1 ace. He has to up the ante here, and that's a great start. He goes straight towards position 6, and once again, 3 times feeding the middle. Yep. You're a middle player, Key. Did you ever get any type of service like this?
I'm loving
TOD.
it. I'm loving it for the middles out there. But then that's a great point as well to make that as soon as he takes the speed off of the serve, that's when it's easier for the setter to run that offense that he wants to. He can feed his middle because that ball's where he wanted. So that's how it all connects, from the serve being aggressive to the pass, to the set, to the attack.
Well, Hyderabad certainly said they were here to win the championships. They want to play in the World Club Championships. TOD, once again, looks to go block out. I think he's got the rub of the green here.
Block out indeed. Some luck, some skill, some experience, doesn't matter. Call it what you will. That is a ball that is on the side of Hyderabad.
And look, if you ask the coaching staff right now, what would you like to see at the beginning of the set? Feeding the middle, it means that everything is going to plan. The pass is in, the set is working, the middles are scoring. Now you can go to Guru, now you can go to the outside, and they're going to start to flourish because the middle blocker on the other side of the net is held. Big serve to position 1. Trying to work back to Angamu 2, and he's so high. It doesn't have to be perfect for that man to be successful.
Yeah, the big fella. He's got a lot of range too. When I'm looking at him, he's kind of straight up and down as he attacks. He doesn't need to hit it necessarily that hard. He's just getting speed on it and contacting over the ball. So he's just getting that ball really deep, putting it where he wants, and the defenders can't do anything about it.
This team want to go one better this year than they did last year. Angamutu with another soft serve. Interesting because they're right back in system and the cover's nowhere to be seen. Softer serving from Ahmedabad in this set could be troublesome. Hyderabad full of confidence here, Keith.
I feel the momentum shifting. Every single set, it's shifted back and forth. Hyderabad got it fair at the very end of that last set, but they are holding on to it as they come here into the fourth. Guru just going for it.
Well, how important, we talked about TOD at the top of the show, Trent O'Day. Again, it's not just how he's been in the blocking phase, but he's bringing a lot of energy and a lot of experience to this performance. Someone who's come off the bench already. Carlos Andres Zamora, 22 years old from Calicut. And there's a little bit of ping pong around. Oh, huge! And we're talking about that man there. TOD, Trent O'Day, the Australian international, has just got the biggest roof of the evening here in Bengaluru.
That is what is so good about this player. He's good on offense, defense, his vision, right? So he's a little bit late. I would argue that he didn't move quick enough, but what he does great is he penetrates where he is. He closes, he couldn't close the block with his hips, he gets there with his hands and just goes straight over.
Hyderabad, built on youth, built on developing a spine of a team to play in this league for many years, underpinned by Guru, but this has been a true team effort so far. One in the net will not matter at the moment. How impressed have you been with Zamora, Key, since he's come off the bench?
Yeah, he's done a great job of adding some energy. He's not that in vision there. He's getting a little bit aggressive there on the serve, doesn't necessarily do what he would have wanted to do. But yeah, he's been great.
There he is. Now it's his turn to pass. Hernanda. It's a topspin jump serve that's an absolute belter, but they've managed to keep the ball under control nicely. Second chance in transition. Angamutu once more on the money. It's an inspired change. You can always see when somebody's in the zone with their eyes and their actions.
Well, we'll have a look at it again because I don't think he got what he wanted there. That ball going just wide. Have a look. Oh, he did get a touch. They're not going to call it. That's interesting because that should be a point.
I thought that was their point. I called it as their point.
Interesting, no challenge though. So Ahmedabad have just given a free point to Hyderabad.
This is absolutely insane. Passes in, it's a little bit tight. You have to be quicker with your hands there, Asma, if you want to put the ball away. Again, it's getting a little bit pinball-y here for Hyderabad. It's exactly what they don't want. They've got a 2-point lead, and they have to clean their own side of the net. It's a poor touch. Well, let's have a look here, because I'm unsure. I'd like another look. But key, everything is going their way. They're playing very nicely. What they can't afford to do is start to panic on the ball. The touch gets quick, and all of a sudden...
I will look. Definitely.
Yeah, panic is the last thing that you want out there. I do wonder what Mutu's chatting to the referee about. He might be thinking about that last point that they gave up. But nevertheless, Ahmedabad with a chance now in the service line.
And he's going to have the best view of it, isn't he? Because he's going to be covering the whole time, so he can see the hands. Hopefully the referee's kept his head still long enough. Note, we're getting wobbly out here in Bengaluru. That was the touch defensively. Were they called? Completely unsure. We've seen everything this week already. It could be a foot fault there.
Well, no worries, it just went straight out of bounds. Interesting, and we've seen that a couple times. A server come in specifically to serve, and he misses it.
And Amol call it technical timeout. We're going for a very quick break. We'll see you soon. Well, this is your chance to join in with the action from home. The A23 Fantasy. Download and play now. Get the ultimate fantasy volleyball experience on A23 games. You can select your team with a minimum of one outside player for each role, libero, outside setter, blocker, you name it, and an opposite as well. A maximum of 4 though as well. You can win huge prizes sat from your very couch at home.
Love that added spice to the game. Play from home, why not?
Well, back underway, so wide set, very good defense again from Zamora. It allows them to go back through the opposite. Free ball, chance to pull the strings. Of course they go through the middle, and for the first time, Key, they've been a little bit out of sync.
Yeah, that ball felt a little bit low for me. I'm wondering if Daniel, from what he's asking the refs, but he does a good job of getting in front of the player on the other side, but that ball's a little bit low, as you can see. And that cut back down to the net is not where he wanted that to go.
Daniel's gone for the big spread block there. He's tried to take both sidelines away, and maybe that's just put the offense off.
The old Kong block.
The old Kong block. We love a Kong block, ladies and gentlemen. That is a one-handed block into the angle. Good hands, it's a pokey over. Chance for Daniel to try and stabilise the action. Wide to the outside. The middle blocker just slows the ball down, as T. Michael was saying moments ago. Big play to the line. Guess who's back? Back again. It's Guru who's back in the opposite position.
And it's funny that you point that out, that slowing down of the ball, because you don't necessarily notice it, but that's what allows this team to then run their offense again.
Well, my mistake. It was the wing spiker. The left sider plays on the right side for one rotation. Asmat puts the ball away. Ace! Big play. And Hyderabad have got the wind well and truly in their sails.
This could be a nip-on paint colorful moment. That is beautifully done in the ace there. That's not going to count for 2 because there was a touch on it, but I love that zone he's going for. He knows he's going to force the libero to dive into that zone to cover.
And it's a huge moment because it opens up a 3-point game. It's not just about the action, it's how it changes the course of the match itself.
Well, the liberos are right. He might have to come off. I have never seen a libero playing without these knee pads. That's bold.
Well, Srikanth, 22 years old, just 172 from Tamil Nadu, speedy, and he's renowned as being a bulldog of this team. Hyderabad.
Oh, that's a move. Target the man who's just had a problem.
And hit him high, hit him in the chest. Srikanth doesn't want to play that one overhand, and Asmat has come into the game at key times throughout these 4 sets already. Put the ball away on the right side. 2 big hammers from the baseline in a row, and all of a sudden, Ahmedabad defenders are stunned. Big, big plays.
How's the big hug from the libero too? Because he knows what it feels like to be aced as a libero.
And they can see treatment on the side, and this is exactly not what Srikanth would want. It's not what the coach, Dakshin Modity, would want either. This is not the start for Ahmedabad defenders. Such a successful season last year. All of a sudden, I mean, we say it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, but you want to get off to a good start. Well, we're going to have another quick look at the serve. Asmat.
Man, that's a good one too. Look, he goes full shoulder into it. Again, he's targeting that same zone, and I wonder what it was that maybe got the libero injured there, pushing off of his back foot. But let's see if he goes for it again.
This time the pass is perfect. It's away from the libero. Back to the right side. Cross-body swing is beautiful. But defense is the name of the game. Daniel! Shut the door!
Oh, ho, ho, ho. That was perfection. The free ball taken overhead by Angamutu. Ball right on the head of the setter. You knew it was going to Danielle, and look at the angle he takes. He just cuts away, wrist away, external rotation, and he is fired up.
These moments are getting more and more critical for the Ahmedabad defenders. Zamora looks to go high off the hand. The play is just overloaded to the left-hand side. The ball is out this time, and from nowhere, there's a chance. It's a small chance that this match won't be decided in this set.
Are we potentially going to see a challenge there? Because I thought there might have been a little tickle on the block.
Super points have been successful. They need to start doubling up somehow, the defenders, throughout the latter stages of this set. This has been a match to remember so far. Zamora, was there a touch? The review is here. It's so...
Yeah, definitely.
Look at
Look at his fingers moving. Come on!
Do we need to see it again, Key?
Let's just watch it 5 more times, but that's a point
Should we
for
watch it again?
Hyderabad.
Yep. Was there a touch? Was there a touch this time, Key?
There was a touch that time and the time before and again, and look at him! Look at the team. They know that brings them one step closer to victory. And again, we talk about it a lot, this 15-point format. You cannot allow the team to get this kind of lead. They now have a 3-point advantage, or they should do once the score changes, and that's huge.
And all the small things always add up, and for me, it's a defining moment in this opening game for both teams. Somebody's arm is rotating. The super point has arrived. It's a big moment. A super point worth 2. Defenders siding out. Passes into a good zone to the middle. Daniel hits the back line. And maybe there is a chance for the team in white here. Angamutu hasn't had a lot of the ball whilst he's been on the back court. Daniel comes in, and they're back in the game. Once again, everything goes to the right-hand side for Daniel. Loves hitting back into the cross court. He says, hey, buddy, that's it.
Yeah, he loves that angle, and I love that the setter trusts him on that point. Go to your middle in that super point and make sure it's a good one.
Well, we've seen this before. Daniel's now been subbed off to serve. Interesting that we didn't see that in the last one. There's a story to be told. Harsh Chowdhury has the opportunity to come on and make a real name for himself. Score in the stadium is 10-12. Score on your graphic at home is 9-12. Haha, there it is. Catching up very quickly. Harsh Chowdhury takes a deep breath. The lefty. It's a great serve coming off the bench. Unsettled. And it's Zamora. He has been absolutely sensational. Tom Joseph did not start his overseas man. But my oh my, when he comes on, doesn't he make a difference?
He is the clutch man. Look at him, lefty on the outside, getting past the block. That's so difficult to defend. I can't overstate how when you have a left-handed attacker in that zone, that's something you're just not used to seeing as a blocker.
T. Michael likes Indian food. I found that out on this trip, but she also likes lefty outside hitters. Two things she enjoys most in life. Back to the middle this time, but it's a change. It's not Daniel, but it is Manoj that puts the ball away. Interesting. We've got one middle that loves to turn and hit to one, which is the right back position of the court on the opposite side. We've got the other one who likes to go to the right, the left back position, and position 5. Tough to block against.
Yeah, they're changing it up every time, right? So that makes it, as a middle blocker on the other side, you've got to get in the head and really be switched on as to who's hitting.
Come of the hour, come of the man. It's Angamutu, best hitter in the league last year, who serves high. You do not get much higher than that on the 10 attack. He, Michael, Hyderabad have got themselves a match point due to the man himself, the Guru.
The Guru going off the left hand of the blocker in front of him, but he has put this team 1 point away from victory, and me 1 point away from bragging rights over you, Mr. Louis-Let.
You've always got bragging rights over me, Key Michael. What a moment for this man here. Off the bench to put in a great performance. Zamora, big aggressive play to one. They're under pressure here, the defenders. They've done it. Hyderabad Blackhawks have taken the opening game for both of these teams here at the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, and they've done it in fine fashion.
Well, should we call that one the Nippon Paint colorful moment of the match, because it is done and dusted for Ahmedabad, and it is done in style. Look at them celebrating, because that is the opening match for them. Hugs with the fans, because they earned it.
Well, we still play the fifth set. There's still so much to play for here in Bengaluru. My word, every match, all 5 sets are played. But the big news here is that the win goes Hyderabad's way. Well, it's the third day of action here at the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. Here are the stats. It's a win for the Hyderabad Blackhawks. Key Michael, quick word on what you see.
Well, we see 9 blocks to 2, but most of them happened in the early stages of this match. What we've seen is both these teams using their middles. Their setters have been really, really effective at running an offense.
Get exclusive stats of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League on www.volleyballworld.com. The world is looking at India. This is an incredible league, and every evening we are being entertained to the max. Now, if you're sitting at home, you're asking yourself, what are we playing for? We are playing for sets and points difference at the very end of this league campaign. Teams want to finish in the final 4 to go through to the semi-finals. Every set crucial.
And I'm thinking, if I'm getting ahead of a player right now, you've got to find a way to find some momentum. You've already lost this match, but there is that still to play for, and that's tough to ask of a player.
Absolutely, and in the last 2 evenings before this, we've seen 2 very different performances from the losing team.
Well, Lal Sujan trying to do a bit too much at the net there. We haven't really talked about him, but he's been really dishing it up to his players. One uncharacteristic error out of him.
Tom Joseph is going to be a very happy man, but a 4-1 would look a lot better to him than a 3-2. Remember, the Bengaluru Torpedoes lost 3-2 here to the reigning champions, Kolkata Thunderbolts, on the opening evening. But for David Lee, it was fine. After losing the first 3 sets, they still crescendoed their way to a 3-2 loss at the very end. Last night we saw something a little bit different with the Mumbai Meteors in their first ever match in this league. They sort of crumbled after winning the opening set. What will Ahmedabad do here, having already lost the war? Will they win the final battle? High off the hands.
I'll tell you what they'll do. They'll set that man right there over and over again, because he brings the experience, he brings the height and the skill and precision. He's looking for hands. He's going high and hard and deep, and that's a great swing. Have a look at this action.
Yeah, just that high swing. He knows his strengths, doesn't he? Hey, I'm a big guy at 205. You know height trumps everything. You know that better than anyone.
I don't know about everything. Skill first and foremost, surely.
Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of skill.
It'll be a test of character here for Ahmedabad, but they will know that the team that won the league, they didn't win the championship, but they won this phase last year before losing in the final to the Calcutta Thunderbolts. There's still so much to play for. They're building their systems. A 3-week training camp for most teams before this league. Key, is very, very difficult to find the links that you need. You almost need to test them under the heater, under the pressure.
Yeah, well, that served just wide, but you're exactly right, and that's why I think that's why I'm so excited about the middle setter connection, because normally that takes months to build that kind of connection, but we've been seeing players here just dishing to each other and really connecting in such a short time. Just 3 weeks these teams have been together. That's incredible.
The Indian legend, Tom Joseph, will be delighted. The pass is leaked to the right side, and the move to. Well, The pass is well out of rhythm. It makes it more predictable. And for Ahmedabad, even Angamutu has been shut down. Your man there, JJ, doing the business.
Yeah, John Joseph getting in. He was the best blocker last season. They call him the Iron Wall. That's for good reason.
Absolutely good reason. It's another big serve. The service pressure, I think, from Hyderabad has been sensational. Hasn't always been perfect, but it's been there all night. And Guru on the right side looks to pierce another hole in the Ahmedabad defense.
Man, that's tough because that's a great rundown by the libero. The Krant of Ahmedabad. He brings it back into play. That's exactly what you want to do, but then it results in a free ball opportunity for Hyderabad, and they go for it.
How great was it? Using the reverse play, not going predictable all the time. Very good work from both sides. The service pressure is relentless, and I think that's what I've seen the difference in this league from last year to this year. Every team going for the serves. T, is that just because of the rules?
Well, that helps. That extra point that you can get if you get an ace. But I think that's just the way the game is going forward in the future. This is the future of the sport. Being aggressive from the service line is so important.
Great serve from Daniel. Goes to position one. The ball's to the outside with Zamora, but there's a slowed down touch. Angamutu, what have you got? You've got the absolute lot. The question is it in? The referee's right hand is out. The ball is wide of the mark this time. And you know, everything is falling in line if you're Hyderabad at the moment.
Starting to fall apart at the seams. Angamutu, who's been so consistent, now he's looking for that corner shot, and you know what? If he had a little less for breakfast, it might have gone in. You know, that's how close that was.
We could all do with a little bit less for breakfast here in Bengaluru. This time he's in rhythm. The ball's a little bit tighter to the net. He's a little bit more dangerous there, and he's very dangerous from that spot there. That's where Angamutu wants the ball. He's probably a good foot in front from where he was previously when he hit the ball out the back.
Yeah, and he's just completely changed his shot. So you see how he's going on this RuPay contactless shot for a different zone. He's going straight through the blockers. He didn't want to take the risk and go for that deep sideline. Instead, he's just going straight down the middle.
I'm surprised. In my notes here, I was very impressed with Aswat, a big setter at 204 at 19 on the bench. We haven't seen a change in setter. We've got a block here, but are you surprised, Key, that we haven't seen Mutu change for, yes, a young setter, but a very good blocking setter as well, who might just provide not only a little bit of stability in the setting, but also some blocking prowess as well.
Well, having said that, they just got a massive block, so maybe they're doing all right in the block without him.
I think you're correct.
But I see what you're saying. Change some things up. Oh, no need though. Getting in is Danda.
Pushing. When the chips are down, they're starting to show their best serving. And it's a hybrid play, Key.
Yeah, that hybrid that looks like it's going to be a top spin serve, but instead he stops his wrist and makes it go a little bit flat, and it falls in front of the defender. Receiver, I should say.
This time out the back from Angamutu, but he's actually done his work. By serving the previous ace, he's done his job. Very calm influence on this team, and having met him very briefly, a very calm and charming man as well. Arun didn't start this game. Off the bench, Arun CB, 24 years old. Crunches the ball, and also known for his character around the team. You see him walk in to training every day with a speaker, banging out the tunes, but can he bang out a jump serve? Yes, he can. Free ball. Absolute opportunity knocking here again for Ahmedabad. And who do they go to?
The one, the only, Angamutu. He has found his shot. He's not going to go for the sidelines. He's just going for that shot.
Well, there you have it. The all call technical timeout. We'll see you in just a minute. RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. Are you not entertained?
How could you not be, Louis Lett? This is the best volleyball. The scores and the interest is unlike anywhere.
Well, Ahmedabad are absolutely desperate to end on a high here. They've lost the match. The score currently 3-1, but this is the only format of volleyball that we've seen all 5 sets played. It's a battle through two at the moment. Aaron is super high through there. Zamora, influential off the bench after an early injury. Hybrid, almost a super serve, but no. Kept alive, chance, second time of asking through the right side. And it's a defense out. And I have to say here, what I would be worried about if I was any other team is the balance that they have on the right side. Aaron Sibby has come off the bench and he is flourishing, Keith.
Yeah, and it's funny because we were talking all about the middle all the way through this match. And now we've got 2 attackers on the opposite, really proving that they can hold their own in that spot too.
I mean, Hyderabad are a young team, but they are incredible. The same coaching team all the way through. Zamora serving once more. Big, high toss. And the serve that he possesses is almost unpassable. You can't hit that one, Angamu, too. That can go back on one. And it's a little bit sloppy in the end all round. Angamutu with the free ball.
Interesting, because I thought that set was a little bit sticky there from Ahmedabad. So not the right moment, but I like the aggression anyway out of Lal, trying to find that deep corner pocket.
One up. Good passing, aggressive. Back to the opposite. Aaron. When he's making a name for himself off of the bench. A character off the court, they say. But he's a huge character on it as well.
Yeah, he can make his team smile, and he's doing it right there. Love to see him getting some court time. We haven't seen him all match, but I think we might see more of him this season.
Kerala boy, there's 5 of them in this squad, but it's down to the Australian, Trent O'Day, who looks for that sliding serve towards position 5. It's a wonderful serve. Hyderabad looking to win this 4-1. It's a one-on-one. Big stuff.
Huge stuff by Santosh. He just takes enough space. And they did say that Aaron kind of runs hot and cold. He might have been getting a little bit excited there and got that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a one-on-one. They're still the same size, as though Aaron is looking higher. They're both at 195. Service, short one this time, trying to bring the libero in. They're using the middle again. Great setting. Key Michael, wonderful middle work. The back set isn't working. Back to the middle they go.
Yeah, when in doubt, use your middle, right? But that's a good push as well, because that's not straight on the head of the setter. That's a little, creating a bit of space on the net, so the blockers on the other side have to track it.
Out of system again. And this is the issue now for Ahmedabad. They can't turn the tap off things, though. They're lucky because it wasn't perfect, but Daniel gets across and manages to almost take away any seams from the spiker.
It's tough. You can see in his facial expressions that they know they've already lost the match, so they're trying to get some enthusiasm to get this last set. It will come back to bite them if they don't fight for it.
Passing system, does it go to the middle? No, there's a little bit of a combination play. It's a tip in the end, and wow, we've seen him go cross-court. Now we see him go to the line.
He's got so much range. Every single time going up and swinging something different. Not the connection there from Hyderabad. So, flip over the shoulder nicely for the RuPay contactless shot.
Well, it's a heavy contact for a contactless shot from Daniel. And it looks as if we go to a timeout. It could be a good ending here for Ahmedabad. It's been a tough evening, but Small baby steps towards glory. Championships will not be decided tonight, Key, and finishing on a high will be key going into the next matches.
Yeah, Ahmedabad doing a good job of responding to the pressure that Hyderabad has been putting on them since set number 2. But can they hold out here in the 5th? Guru on the bench, taking a little breather. Oh, what do we have here, Louis Letts? I love to see it.
Super point for Ahmedabad. The arm from the referee is circling, I have to say.
Like a shark.
Called from Hyderabad. They score now. They take 2 to the middle. Big blocking. They've used the middle so much in this game. Maybe it's become predictable. And now Ahmedabad have a set point. Yes, they've lost the war here this evening, but they might just win the final battle.
Interesting, because I think they did a little switch up in the block there, sending the middle blocker outside and still getting the block. Nicely worked. Oh!
Ace, what a way to seal the final deal. It's not going to be the glory that Ahmedabad wanted, having won the league stage of this competition last year. They took a 2nd place overall. Tonight is all about the Hyderabad Blackhawks overall. And Key, they were fantastic, especially in the first 4.
They were indeed, but I think we knew it was always going to go to 5. Well, it's always going to go to 5, but I think we knew it was going to be a 3-2 really battle till the end. Top there at the end, calling a super point and not getting it. And then the last point, an ace on the man, Zamora. Top, because he came in and did a great job for his team.
Well, they're a team united. Unsure, Treno Day was saying, I'm unsure what the level is like here. He now knows, and he now knows that his team are a real good shot. Key Michael, how does that performance compare for you compared to others? We might have to find out in just a moment. Well, the team shake hands. What a game.